All forward sections outside the engine have been checked out, tested, and secured. We've run a full inspection on the forward and midship maneuvering rockets. Aft rockets and the engine core have been checked by computer.
I hate doing this without manually inspecting the aft section.
So do I. However, I think the odds of anything back there malfunctioning are slim.
The issue is moot. If we can't detect a clear problem, I cannot authorize anyone to go back there. We just slowed down a year ago. There's still enough radiation back there to cause permanent tissue damage and probably cancer.
We know, Gordon. It's just we've been taught from the first time we were showing this room, check everything before you do anything.
I can understand that. I'm not much of a risk taker myself.
I say we call it a day. I want tomorrow's maneuver to go flawlessly. I want all four of us here in control at 0900. Diane, could you tell Jacob?
He'll be there. He can object all he wants, but I can cut off power to the research room. I set the computer to wake you up at 8. We're meeting in control at 9. Stu wants you up there to help out when we make the last maneuver. I think it's a good idea. You need to get away from your own work for a little while. Sometimes you're a real pain in the behind, my little brother. I know Stu and Gordon don't really understand you. I can't say I understand you completely. But I know you have something I sometimes wish we all had. You have a real drive, a desire. A desire for what? That leaves a question, but that's for you to deal with. I need to start realizing I can't tell you what to do anymore. It was easy when I was 7 and you were 4, but now those 3 years don't mean nearly as much. I love you, Jacob. You'd think I could tell you this when you're awake, but I just can't find a way to put it that isn't corny. I'll see you tomorrow.
There's one thing I wish this ship had.
What's that?
A window. Just one big glass window. In all the telemovies, it seems that when the protagonist has a major personal decision to make, he turns his head up and looks out the window. Be it toward the night, the stars, or a rain-soaked street. But he's not looking to something he can physically see. For some reason, just looking out there gives him more of a connection to himself. At least that's what I've always assumed.
And you're looking at a star field?
It's not just any star field. It's the view of the forward camera. Those stars are out there right now. We could really see them if we only had a window.
Are you looking toward the stars?
I'm trying. It's just that all I can see are these light emissions produced by this damn display I waste too much of my time watching.
Well, if someone can look out a window and see himself, why can't you look at a telemonitor and see the stars?
I suppose I could, but looking at a telemonitor and seeing the stars and then seeing myself, that's a bit of a stretch. You don't often come in here at this late an hour. I either end up alone or just end up arguing with Jacob.
He finally worked himself to sleep tonight. I had to put him to bed, just like Mom used to all the time. I told him that I loved him. I haven't said that to my brother in years. He was asleep. I didn't want him to hear it, but I needed to say it. I have this feeling of finality about what's going to happen tomorrow. The last maneuver before heading home. For some reason it scares me, Gordon. I can't quite put my finger on it. How about you? Why are you always here at this part of the day?
The truth.
The truth.
I can do in here just about everything I can do in my cabin. It's just that in here, I tend to get a chance to talk to people. Sure, it's the same 3 people, but I'd rather argue with Jacob than watch one more telemovie about a world I've never seen. And I hope
For what?
that maybe someone other than Jacob will walk through that doorway and see me staring at the image of a star field on the telemonitor. Someone who will listen as I explain why I wish there was a window on this ship.
Diane, Stuart.
Yes, dear.
We've got to get a full night's sleep.
I'm coming. I guess I better get going.
I guess you'd better.
Thank you.
Yeah.